All right, good morning. Uh, well, it is early in the morning after the 2-day frost warnings that we had here, trying out a new little piece of technology. Wow, a selfie stick, right? Anyway, this will allow me to get a little bit more personalized, I hope, with my videos. Maybe I should comb my hair next time. Anyway, but kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a tour of the garden, find out whether or not my frost protection techniques worked at all. Uh, we'll find out. Um, so I'll go ahead and first of all show you what's going on. All right, so here's what's going on in the basil and eggplant garden. I didn't do any sort of frost protection to these guys, and they appear to be pretty fine. A little bit of leaf curling. That's not a big deal, especially since I don't really care all that much about the basil at this point. The eggplant still looking good. The pepper plants took it a little bit harder. I'm actually going to go ahead and get everything watered right now. But the things I was most worried about, I went ahead and I took inside. So you'll notice that none of the stuff that I normally have under the tree over there is there. Right now it's all inside. The pepper plants probably took it the hardest, it looks like. I don't know. They survived. They're okay. But they do look a little worse for wear. Right up at the tip top here, I'm not sure what happened, but that appears to have gotten a little bit chopped off. It's not that big a deal, yeah, things just seem to get a little bit tangled up here. That's okay though. Anyway, so I'll let that go. This is also right now already watering what's back here. You'll notice my moringa trees went inside, my banana trees went inside. All the stuff I was really worried about went inside, including the pooches, I must say. They stayed inside too. Alright, so let's survey the damage here, guys. Well, not too bad. The kale and the leafy greens all appear to have survived pretty nicely. And that's to be expected. Let's see, the radishes also survived pretty well, so that's fine. Let's see here, my cabbage is okay. Yep. Alright, so bean plant, not looking too hot. Yep, definitely not looking great there. Most of them survived. Maybe not happily, but they did. Okay. Now look what happened to the tomato leaf that wasn't able to get under. It's all shriveled and bad looking. Well, let's find out what happened to the rest of the tomatoes. And I'm probably going to need 2 hands for this, so bear me for just a moment here. Alright, well, we got some bad news here. The tomato plant did not do well. None of them really did. Actually, the smallest of anything. The smallest one did the best. Which is not at all what I was expecting. So, yeah, that's upsetting. I'm really hoping that at very least they survive. Maybe I can kind of trim back on some of this stuff that didn't really do very well. You'll notice, like, this tomato's all shriveled up, and this whole limb over here just really didn't do very well. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Well, we'll see what happens here. I may wind up having to, we don't have any expected frost here really in the next several days, even weeks, so hopefully it'll give it a little bit of time to kind of perk back up a little bit. Yeah, that sucks. Alright. Well, you know, that's part of the reason why I do these things, though, is because, you know, this is much a learning experience for me, as it is for, you know, anybody gardening. You know, I think especially starting out with certain things. You know, I've never really grown tomatoes to be the size that these are before. And, you know, I know that they needed some frost protection, but apparently that was not anywhere near enough. So it's a little upsetting, but, you know, you live and you learn, I guess. Hopefully the whole plant doesn't die. And, you know, the truth is that I do have a lot more tomato plants that when it warms up a little bit more, I'll be able to put in the ground, and they'll have a huge head start. Those are all going inside, so, you know, it is the wrong season for tomatoes right now, and I'm kind of trying to go against nature. That probably would have been a lot better if I had like a proper greenhouse kind of structure on there, or some plastic wrap, something along those lines, but I didn't. And, you know, I tried something. I tried the best thing I could think of with what I had. And, you know, sometimes your experiments don't work out in the garden. That's just the way it goes.